What if I told you that millions of older people across the UK could lose their right to free travel, not in 10 years, but starting this year? Imagine being told the bus pass you've waited a decade for might now come 7 years later. From this week, the 13th of October, 2025, big changes to the free bus pass scheme are making headlines, and they could affect your independence, your wallet, and your daily life. Stay with me, because this update concerns almost every senior household in the country. For decades, the free bus pass has been one of the UK's most valued benefits. It's more than a travel card. It's a lifeline. It gives freedom to millions of pensioners who depend on buses for everything from hospital visits to seeing their grandchildren. Without it, some would be trapped at home, isolated and struggling. That's why today's news is such a shock. The government has now confirmed that from this week, changes are being prepared that could delay or even limit who gets this benefit in future. Let's make this simple. Until now, people in England got their free bus pass when they reached the state pension age, while in Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, most qualified at 60. But under the new system announced this week, those earlier benefits will slowly disappear. The plan is to align all nations with England's stricter rules, meaning most people will only get their bus pass once they reach the state pension age, which is going up to 67. That's a long wait for anyone planning early retirement. Many pensioners who were expecting their passes in the next few years will now have to wait longer, in some cases up to 7 years. Imagine being 61 and finding out that you'll now have to pay full fares until 67. That could cost thousands of pounds in travel expenses. And for those living in rural areas, where buses are the only connection to essential services, this change could completely alter their daily lives. What's being called harmonization is, in reality, a huge cut for many. The new rules also target disability-related bus passes. The government says it wants to make sure support goes to those who genuinely need it, which means tougher medical checks. But disability advocates argue this could unfairly remove help from people with long-term conditions who already face barriers to travel. Many worry that these extra checks will create unnecessary stress for people who rely on buses for medical appointments, work, or social contact. It's yet another layer of difficulty added to daily life. Officials claim the changes are mainly about money. The bus pass scheme costs billions every year, and with an aging population, the government says it can't keep up. But critics say this isn't just about budgets, it's about priorities. Pensioners already face rising living costs, shrinking savings, and higher bills. Now, taking away free travel feels like another way of tightening the belt around those least able to afford it. The word efficiency is being used a lot, but for many, it simply means cuts. So who exactly will still qualify after these new updates? The government says current pass holders won't lose their benefits, at least for now, but new applicants will face stricter age and health checks. If you're turning 60 in England in 2026, you'll have to wait until at least 67. Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland haven't officially changed yet, but pressure is growing for them to match England's rules. This means even those living in devolved areas may soon face the same long wait. Right now, over 12 million people hold a free bus pass in the UK. That's 1 in every 6 adults. But under these new rules, around 2 million people between 60 and 65 will miss out for years. These are people planning retirement, budgeting for fixed incomes, or caring for loved ones. Without free travel, many could find themselves isolated or forced to cut back on essentials. The emotional and financial impact could be far greater than what government reports admit. Let's talk about real lives, not just numbers. Take John, age 62, from Manchester. He was preparing to retire early next year, confident his free bus pass would cover his daily travel. Now, he'll need to pay full fares for 5 more years, costing him over £2,000. Or Margaret, 64, from rural Wales. She uses her bus pass to visit her GP and local shops. If her region adopts England's system, she could lose her access for years, risking her health and independence. The reality is, rural communities will be hit hardest. City residents might still have trains or trams, but for many villages, the local bus is the only option. If fewer people use buses because they can't afford them, routes could be cut, making travel even harder. Local shops, markets, and cafes could lose customers. What starts as a policy change could ripple out into lost business, less social life, and declining community spirit across the country. The government insists the goal is fairness. They say it's unfair for someone in Scotland to get a free pass at 60 while their friend in England waits until 66. But that argument doesn't convince everyone. Many ask, if fairness is a goal, why not raise support for everyone instead of cutting it for most? Pensioner groups are calling it a postcode penalty disguised as equality. The reality is, it feels less like leveling up and more like leveling down. Politics is also playing a big role. With a general election expected in the next year, this issue could quickly become a major campaign topic. Older voters are one of the most active groups in the country, and they care deeply about fairness and dignity. Many campaigners believe this decision could backfire on politicians, especially in areas with large senior populations. What seems like a budget adjustment today could become a key election issue tomorrow. Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland are now under pressure to decide their next moves. These devolved governments have always offered better support for older people, but maintaining that generosity will be expensive. Wales has already said it will review its travel benefits soon, while Scotland has promised to consider future alignment. The writing is on the wall. The same cuts could be coming to every corner of the UK within the next few years. Experts also warn of hidden costs. By restricting travel, older people may become more isolated, which increases risks of depression, loneliness, and even health decline. According to Age UK, many pensioners rely on buses to reach hospitals, social clubs, and family gatherings. If fewer people can travel, NHS spending could rise due to increased physical and mental health issues. So what the government saves in bus funding, it may end up paying elsewhere. Local economies are also at risk. When pensioners travel, they spend in cafes, markets, and local shops. Take that mobility away, and many small businesses lose regular customers. Bus companies could also lose revenue, forcing them to reduce routes or raise fares. That means fewer buses overall, affecting everyone, not just seniors. What starts as a policy for saving money could end up costing communities much more in the long term. The backlash has already begun. Charities like Age UK, Silver Voices, and the National Pensioners Convention have all launched campaigns demanding the government protect the bus pass scheme for over 60s. Petitions are gaining tens of thousands of signatures. Some MPs are calling for special protection for rural areas or people on low incomes. The public mood is toning, and many believe this fight isn't over yet. If you're affected, there are a few things you can do right now. Check your local eligibility rules. Each region may differ slightly. Start budgeting for travel costs in case of delays in your pass. Look into discounted travel cards offered by some bus operators. And most importantly, contact your MP or local council. Let them know how vital this benefit is to your life and community. The more voices raised, the stronger the pressure on government becomes. It's also important to stay informed. These rules are still evolving, and further announcements are expected over the coming months. Devolved governments might resist the changes, or public pressure could delay their rollout. Subscribe to UK CNA Scoop. We'll keep you updated every week with the latest government decisions, DWP updates, and senior benefits news. You deserve to know how these changes truly affect your life. In the end, this isn't just about travel. It's about independence, dignity, and fairness. The free bus pass symbolizes freedom, the ability to stay connected to your world, your family, and your community. Taking that away, even temporarily, can change lives in ways no budget report can measure. The question now is simple. Will the government listen to the people who built this country, or will it continue cutting from those who gave the most? So, what do you think? Are these changes fair, or are they another hidden attack on pensioners? Let us know in the comments below. Share this video so others can stay informed. And don't forget to subscribe for more updates on UK pensions, benefits, and senior news, right here on UK CNA Scoop, where your voice truly matters.